how to describe the game stores of London. I mean, I guess I had high hopes, I had expectations from Goblin Gaming. I was pretty universally disappointed. Orcs Nest was what Orcs Nest always is. There were, a family of 4 with a mother waiting in the doorway, calling out the various fast food chains that were in the area. Obviously, they were looking for restrooms, I guess, as they say in this part of the world. And I went inside and purchased, I don't know how many I purchased, maybe 30 figures. Almost all of them were plastic. In fact, I said to the guy, can I please, whatever metal figures you I'll take them with preference. So, yeah, I have about 16 plastic figures and about 4 or 5 metal figures. And 2 Orcs Nest t-shirts. I think I picked up 2 Orcs Nest t-shirts. Always very important. But yeah, that was my experience at Orcs Nest, and it was prefaced with not having enough time, having to get to somewhere and pick up something, and I don't know where I was going. I can't recall what that was about. I think I had to... Oh, yes, I had... I had to go to the hotel, pick up the bags, get the bags to the place that we were staying in Mortlake. I think that was my time, and I had a short amount of time between buying something for my wife that she had asked for in central London to swing by the Orcs Nest. In the first full day I was there, I went to the RAF Museum, and then in the afternoon my intention was to go to hobby stores. And what I didn't realise was that the Notting Hill Carnival was on the same day. So I, with all the best intentions, decided to take the train out to Hammersmith, as it was, but it wasn't the Hammersmith, it was, I can't think of the market. It's a market that had a game store, which I think was called Dark Sphere. Dark Sphere has 2 locations, one under a rail bridge, which we'll get to, and one in a mall. So I got off the train at station, its name escapes me, which is 1 past Notting Hill, and was just surrounded by police and lots of really happy folks smoking a lot of weed and stuff, obviously heading towards the carnival. But I was, on a mission to find this game store. And when I made my way into the mall, I found a little escalator going down and was in the game store. Now, my main aim was to find Bolt Action miniatures. And Bolt Action, I don't know, maybe it's not in the heyday that it once was. So I looked around at what was available, and I don't think actually there was anything available in that one store. So I went and talked to the guy at the front. And they obviously do some mail order business, because half the store... I mean, it looked like they'd been robbed. There were just boxes everywhere. And this, unfortunately, seems to be just the way Dark Sphere is. Anyway, so he said, no, go check out the other store. So I thought, okay, well, what options do I have? I can either go back to the hotel, or I can go check out the other store. So I went to check out the other store, which was, Railway Bridge, one of these beautiful... I don't know if they exist. They exist in Sydney. I don't know if they exist anywhere else in the world. But they obviously exist on the East Coast too. But just a really long, thin store underneath this railway bridge. And went in and saw the boxes in disarray. Now, both stores, I have to say, were absolutely packed with legitimate gamers playing games. So clearly, a majority of their thing is gamers playing games. And I can't hate on that. I appreciate that. But trying to find eclectic Bolt Action miniatures just wasn't happening. I did find some, and then I looked at the box and thought, these aren't rare things. Like, I could order these in the US if I wanted to and have the hassle of having to bring them back. I think also on that day I did the Bad Moon Cafe. I think it was a trifecta. I did 2 Dark Sphere and then ended up at the Bad Moon Cafe because I wanted to see the Bad Moon Cafe. I've been following them on Facebook. They're, unlike Dark Sphere, they don't look like they've been robbed, but they are completely and utterly packed with tables. And when I was there, they were at about half capacity. And I follow them on Facebook, and I have a really different sense of the space on Facebook. It looks a lot larger on Facebook when you actually go there and realise, hey, wait, gosh, it's actually quite a small location. And, it does all the stuff, beers and what have you. I think I got maybe a soda water and something else while I was there. Just had a wander around. And I bought the 3 new issues of the Space Marines, the original Codex, whatever, White Scars and Ultramarines, which I normally wouldn't have bought. I just felt like I had to buy something at the store because it was, better than Dark Sphere. So I bought those books and just sat there and pondered, and then got an Uber back to the hotel. But yeah, I didn't really feel any kindredness as I did when I was in Goblin Gaming's in Northwich 6 months ago. And I guess I'm looking for that kind of game store, but they obviously don't exist in central London. So if folks who are listening are from the UK or have any game stores of note that you think I should visit, next time I'm in the UK, please let me know, because I just felt this trip was rather hollow when it came to game stores. I guess my interests are sufficiently eclectic that I need very particular game stores that would pique my interest, and thankfully Goblin Gaming had that. But, Bad Moon was interesting. The Dark Spheres, I don't know.